Well, hello there. It's Marcus and Travis reporting live from our crush pad. Unfortunately, as you've noticed right now, we are unable to be in attendance. We always enjoy being in attendance for our club party, is getting a chance to mingle and chat with you about all the fun things that are going on. Unfortunately, this is just a really busy time of year and our priorities stand here. So we hope everyone is really going to be able to enjoy the great wines that we have listed. And we're actually going to go through and give you our little spiel about them as well. But first, I think it would be a really good opportunity to give you guys a cool little recap of what we've done here so far for Harvest 23 here at Airfield. Marcus, why don't you take it away?
All right, well, hello everyone from Vancouver, Washington, Woodinville, Washington, all of our club members, hopefully tuning in from across the country. We really appreciate you guys coming out and trying our new road releases. As far as Harvest, it couldn't be going any better. Probably my favorite week of Harvest is the week we bring in our Sauvignon Blancs, and that is actually what we're completing right now behind us in our presses. The very last Sauvignon Blanc vineyard got pressed off this morning, and will in a couple of days start fermentation. And the cellar during this week smells amazing as these Sauvignon Blanc grapes are kicking off fermentation. Those thiols are in the air of the cellar. It is fantastic. So I love being in the cellar this week. And in the vineyard, it's just as awesome. I'm getting to try our Pinot Gris and taste the flavors of those. I'm getting to try the Merlots. And being that it's like week 2 or week 3 of me doing intensive vineyard sampling, I'm not quite sick of grapes yet. You talk to me in a month, and I will tell you I don't want to taste another grape until September of 2024. So that's where I find myself right now, Travis. Let's get on to the wine.
Absolutely. So, folks, you guys have 3 really amazing, what we call Rhone style wines here that we're going to be releasing this week. And that starts with our Lightning, then we have our Grenache and our Mourvèdre. All really, really amazing wines. But first, I'd like to start with the Lightning wine, which is a fun blend of 80% Viognier, 20% Chardonnay, 100% barrel fermented, aged in these barrels for about 16 to 17 months. And the fun things about this wine is you're going to get kind of the best of both worlds. Now, this is more of a Viognier dominated wine, so I think that you're going to get a little bit more like that kind of banana foster characteristic. There's some really cool nuttiness, followed by really balanced acidity and a very nice creamy finish.
I love Travis's descriptions of wine. Talking about banana foster, that nuttiness, I think he's hitting it on the head. What I'll tell our club members is when I drink a wine like Lightning, it's all about the texture. It's all about the viscosity in the mouth. Beyond these wonderful flavors, there's so much richness in a wine like this. So make sure if you're getting this nice and chilled, cup it underneath, let your natural hands warm that wine, because once it gets to about 55 degrees or warmer, you're going to lock those wonderful rich flavors and mouthfeel in the wine. Here for us, since we're on an 85-degree crush pad, we don't have to worry about warming them up.
Yeah, very refreshing. Yeah, very elegant. I think a wine like this is going to serve perfectly, well, you know, upcoming holidays. This is the Lightning has always been one of my go-to holiday wines. It pairs well with poultry. It pairs well with, you know, savory meat. It pairs well with just about anything. So it's a great wine to enjoy during the holidays or to enjoy at any given time too. So.
Absolutely. Well said, Travis.
Yes. All right. Well, we're on to our next wine. One of my personal favorite Rhones, not my absolute favorite Rhone, but one of my personal favorite Rhones. This is our 2021 Grenache. You know, Grenache to me, as I think Marcus is the one kind of like ingrained this into my head, it is Washington State's Pinot Noir. It is a very delicate grape, but it is bursting with these really fun, complex red fruit tones. I get like a lot of really cool characteristics of like strawberry preserve. There's some red currants, a little bit of cranberry, and then just a little touch of white pepper. Now, when we create our Grenaches, we actually don't like to use like brand new oak on this wine. I typically tend to use like 1-year-old and 2-year-old oak, so it still has a really fun French oak impact, but it's not going to be a dominating characteristic of the wine. The main reason for this is we really want this beautiful red fruit characteristics to really be the star of the show. You'll notice with the Grenache, it's a little bit more opaque in color. Again, given that the fact that it's such a delicate grape. So when we make a wine like this, we really want to handle these wines very delicately. All of these wines are going to be produced in what we call a very small fermenter, having very gentle extractions with typically just punch downs, in order to be able to maintain that fresh red fruit characteristic, but that really kind of lush balance between that acidity and a very, very soft tannin line as well.
Yeah, I think Travis again nailed it on his head with his description and the delicacy of making Grenache. One thing I will add from the vineyard perspective on this is right now we're in the midst of doing, I call it denuding of the fruit zone. Syrah, Merlot, Cabernet, all are getting all the leaves that kind of shade the fruit removed. But we don't do that on Grenache. Grenache is the varietal that really loves to have shade, really loves to have the protection of the leaves. Again, talking to that delicate nature of that fruit that Travis is describing. When you denude the fruit zone, when you give it full sun, you actually don't accumulate any more color, and the grape just doesn't mature in flavor development the way it should. And so again, I think very similar to how you would typically make Pinot Noir in Oregon or other regions. You know, it's just a delicate grape, and the flavors and winemaking process really reflect that.
This wine really, honestly, makes me wish I had like a flatbread pizza with some nice roasted pancetta on top of it. It's a very, very well wine to pair with, you know, again, a nice like meat and cheese tray. It goes great with like red pasta dishes, and even some of the lighter style meats and everything as well too. Very, very enjoyable. Drinking great right now. This wine has many, many years to go before it even comes close to reaching its optimal potential.
And kind of lighthearted, but kind of true. As a miller, we grew up with Costco as our main supplier of food in our family. And so what I think of is the Costco salmon fillet with a little bit of pesto on top. Man, I just would love to have that for dinner tonight with this beautiful Grenache.
Well, on to our final wine, which I always think is one of the better wines to be able to finish off the tasting, is Mourvèdre. Mourvèdre holds a very special place in my heart because it's such a unique Rhone varietal. And it's a varietal that you can be able to detect in a lot of Rhone-style blends or on its own, because Mourvèdre has typically possessed this really cool black peppercorn, white pepper dominant characteristic. Now, when Marcus and I, when we're crafting these wines, the biggest thing that we want to do is we want to be able to showcase the purity that Mourvèdres have. They do showcase a lot of what we call blue fruit characteristics, but you can also see this big dominance of that pepper. Now our goal is when we're crafting these wines from the time that they're harvested all the way to the time that goes through the bottle, is to make it so that the pepper is not like overtly like overboard on the wine. We want to make it so it's a nice little balance, creating this really rich characteristics followed with these blue fruits and that beautiful pepper finish. It just makes it a very unique varietal and incredibly enjoyable.
Yeah, I couldn't be more excited about the 2021 Rhone lineup. Not only are these three wines that you guys are going to get to try this weekend exceptional, but we've had a chance to try some other wines that haven't yet been released, like the Michael. I mean, I right now am putting the Michael in the top 5 wines we've ever made here at Airfield. And I think that's just an indication of what a great vintage it was, especially for the Rhones. It just is fantastic. And so I'm really disappointed I can't be there in person to be with you as you're experiencing these wonderful wines. But it's at least good that we're getting a chance to drink them with you here on the crush pad and talk to you for a few minutes. So for me and Travis, Travis, you're great at the pairings. Let's talk. What pairings? What do you do?
Oh, this to me is like great with like a blackened chicken. This is going to go great with like a pork sirloin or even a good peppery steak as well too. The wine's very light in texture, so it's more of like that medium style body. But this is a perfect wine to pair for anything that you would like want accompanied with like your pepper tones and things like that.
Well said, Travis. I love your descriptions again. From Travis and I to you guys, we wish you guys a wonderful time at Airfield this weekend. wonderful experience with these wines. Let us know what you guys end up having these with for dinner, and hope to see you guys again really soon.
Yeah.
Should we tell them about the release?
Yeah, that was the old vines. That's one thing. That'll be the next time you guys are going to be able to see Marcus and I, as we have a very special party coming up in November, and it's for our brand new lineup of wines, incredibly high-end wines. Where we're producing an old vine Sauvignon Blanc and an old vine Cabernet Sauvignon. These wines are truly eclectic to be able to not only showcase the Yakima Valley, but the age of the vines that we successfully are able to be able to grow and produce here at Airfield Estates. Some of these vines a lot older than myself too, so it's definitely something to pay attention for your emails. We'll be sending out some invites here very soon, but it's going to be a fantastic party with some great wines. And you'll be able to see, hopefully not too tired of Marcus and I, because we're thinking maybe this vintage should be hopefully wrapped up by the time we have to do that party. So we again, for my salute for you guys, I hope you guys enjoy these wines and everything like that. Again, I always love being able to come out there, but you know, this is our priority right now. Well, I definitely want to say thank you, because it's not every day during the afternoon we get to go and taste some nice wines. So it feels like I'm right alongside with you guys. Hope everyone's enjoying the co-party, and cheers.